Hello, everyone, and welcome to today's webinar. So we are thrilled today to be launching this new program as we've been working very hard in the past 2 years on building our Dynamics 365 team. We are now officially launching the Partner-to-Partner Network for Dynamics 365, which is a group that is designed to match MSPs with our large community of Dynamics experts. Today, we'll discuss with you on how D365 expert and non-expert can grow and offer exceptional services to their customers. So I can see here that many of you are new to Sherweb. So for those who are new to Sherweb, we're actually a leading cloud solution provider. We've been helping businesses work smart in the cloud since 1998. To make it as simple as possible, we are your partner in the cloud. So whether it's to develop your business strategy, to streamline your operation, or to run lead generation marketing campaigns, well, our team is going to be there to help you every step of the way. So today's panel, I'll introduce myself. So I'm Jérémy Bertillon. I'm a product marketing manager for productivity and business application at Sherweb. And we have Joël Séguin from Sherweb 2. He is a subject matter expert for Dynamics 365. We're extremely lucky and happy to have Anthony Gentilcal with us. He is the president of Groupe Vendere, which is a partner that we have been working for quite some time for CRM implementation. So he will be here today to talk about success stories, how to start a CRM practice, and how Groupe Vendere can work in doing so. So how are you, Joel, today?
Really good. Thanks, Jeremy. And how are you?
I'm pretty good, thanks. So why don't you give us a quick overview of, well, what the program is, where did we get started with this, and why are we launching it today?
Absolutely. So, hi everybody. I hope you're all doing well on this wonderful spring day. Um, what we wanted to do with this webinar is basically present to you how we decided to create this nice program that we call the Partner to Partner program, and why we decided to launch it. So basically, this program was launched because we, Sherweb, we are a distributor. So we're not in the market of um, working directly with end customers, building CRM solutions, building ERP solutions. Our role is to provide you with a license. So during somewhere in 2016, we figured out that we needed to scope our best partners in that were Dynamics 365 experts and see with them if they were at all interested in working for us, in the sense that we would match them with some of our MSPs that did not have Dynamics 365 expertise, or some of our direct customers that needed customized work for Dynamics 365. So that's basically how we started to reach out to people such as Anthony, and we talked with them and saw how it was possible for us to refer him some leads. And Anthony has his own process that he's going to talk about, but we basically do all the screening. We accompany you as MSPs during the sales process. So we'll see that over the next couple of slides, and you'll see how it works exactly. But once we've done our work, we then transfer it over to people like Anthony, and he just takes it over from there. It's been working really well for us. We've been doing that for a while now, and it's now at the stage where it keeps growing, and it's starting to get really big. So we put some more structure around it, and we wanted to talk to you about this today. So what's the opportunity for each and every one of you? Basically, right now, as it is, you are your customer's trusted advisor. So they come to you for different questions regarding technology, and your role right now is just basically you're providing them with all your expertise, providing them with an outlook on what's coming in the next couple of years, what you can do for them, and they have full confidence in you as you've been working with them for a while now. So as you might have figured out, your customers are already looking for business software. So CRM, ERPs, those are top of the list, things that they need to get for their business nowadays, making sure that their business keeps growing and keeps adapting to the modern times, I would say. So you as an MSP, the way that we wanted to provide this program, we didn't want you to change your business model because starting a business around selling CRM, for example, requires a lot of bandwidth, a lot of money, a lot of commitment. And this is not something that's quite easy to do. Some of you have done it in the past, but most of you, what we thought would be more interesting for you guys is to partner with someone that already has all of that expertise. So that's the opportunity that we're seeing right now. Your customers are looking for these solutions. We want you to say yes when they reach out to you, and then you come to us, and we'll work the in the back end to make sure that your end customers gets the service that they need and they expect from you. So this is kind of a timeline of the steps that you go through when you reach out to us. So basically, your end client comes up and asks you for CRM. They're looking for specific things out of those softwares. So they ask you, you come to us, you speak to your account manager. Your account manager then reaches out internally to through this process. And what we do is that we'll match you to an expert partner that has the skills that you guys need. So in this example today with Anthony, anytime someone needs CRM custom work, needs also to go a little bit outside of the CRM frame with solutions like we won't go too deep in that solution, but just keep in mind that Microsoft has a platform called a Power Platform. And Anthony is pretty much an expert in adapting the CRM exactly to your needs. So when we see a match between someone's needs and the expertise that Anthony has, then we'll do a lead transfer to him. We'll be on those calls with you, with your end customers at first to pretty much make sure that everything matches between everybody, that we hit it off, I could say. And then afterwards, we take a step back, we track the project, but we let you work it out together and advance the project out. I would say how it is fit. So basically, not all projects are the same. Anthony's the expert at determining the timeline and the scope of the project. He works it out with the end customer and you guys as MSPs, and we make sure that everything runs fine. Can go to the next slide, please. So who's this partner to partner program for? Basically, I would say any MSP, any VAR, any ISV wants to start reselling CRM or ERP, and they want to increase their monthly recurring revenue. So basically, um, you have everything. You have that relationship with your end customer. You have the technical expertise to understand their business needs. So now, what we want to do in the back end. Uh, since you're already adding value added services to your customers, we want you to go a step further with this. We want you to go um, as their trusted advisor, bring these solutions to them, speak to them about what's entirely possible with this with Dynamics 365. And as I said today, Anthony will be talking about the CRM portion, but there's so much under the Dynamics umbrella. There's so many solutions that we can build. Sometimes we can bring in more than one partner to meet the needs of your end customers. Just be sure that Sherweb's there to kind of uh, make sure that we cover all aspects of their needs. So who else can benefit? Well, basically, Dynamics 365 partners, such as Anthony, for example, could reach out to us for multiple reasons. First one is basically get more leads. So that's one thing that we can bring to you as an expert partner, but also expand the scope of your Dynamics offering, because it's not because you're a CRM expert, for example, that you're necessarily an ERP expert. It's in two entirely different worlds, two entirely different set of skills that you need to develop. So in some cases, you might find an opportunity while you're doing what you do best for something for another dynamics solution. So basically, this is where we come in and help you and match you with an expert partner. So how does it work? I think we've seen that one, no? Jeremy, yeah, I think that that's the slide that we want. Um, this one's an interesting slide, as you can see. Basically, what we wanted to show you is uh, what's the revenue that you're going to make by adding Dynamics 365 to your offering. So as you can see, let's go with the margin and not necessarily the revenue on the left. So let's look at the right columns. When you're selling Office 365 on its own, as you can see on here, we're talking about adding six new organization per year. So with 100 users of the Office 365. So Microsoft is estimating that out of those 100 Office 365 users, maybe 30% of them would need a Dynamics solution. So you see year one revenue, it's around $18,000 that you're adding on top of your 3,000. Sorry, the slide's a little small. Is that 8,000? Yeah, that's an 8,000. Sorry. So you get your basic $8,000 for your Office 365, but you add to that your Dynamics 365 solution, and you're adding another $80,000 margin, which is quite interesting. And look at year three. So the number speaks for themselves. You do get to add a lot of revenue within your company by adding these services, but it's not entirely, let's not just keep this as a money discussion. Money is one thing, but just go a little bit larger and think about the quality of service that you'll be providing to your customers by being their one-stop shop. So they have a need, they reach out to you, and you just basically say yes, we're here to help. That will create a relationship that is based on trust, based on the fact that they're going to know that you're there for them, and that you're working to get their problem solved. So outside of just the money discussion, there's the whole relationship discussion, and that to me is the most important discussion that we can have. It's basically building that relationship with your end customers. So at this point, what I'll do is I'll pass it on to Anthony. Let me do a quick introduction about Anthony before he starts. So I've known Anthony now for about almost 4 years. Um, Anthony has been working with us, as I said in the past. He's one of our favorite CRM partners. We've sent multiple leads to him, and each and every time, Anthony has shown, as all of our expert partners, they've shown, I would say, a lot of respect for these leads coming from Sherweb, and they treat them as they have founded them from the get-go. They work hand in hand with the MSP that has brought this lead to us, and it creates a, I would say, a trusted relationship between Anthony, the MSP, the end customer, and Sherweb. We're pretty much in the back, and we're not that present, but we've seen a lot of wonderful leads be be sold, projects, I would say, projects that were drove from start to finish, and what it ends up with is a satisfied customer, and isn't that all that we're looking for? So I'll let Anthony pick it up from here. So Anthony, you got the floor.
Well, thank you, Joel. Thank you, Jeremy. Well, first of all, hello, everyone. And let me give you a bit of our history working with Sherweb, Joel, and his team. First of all, a bit of background of who we are. We define ourselves as a software engineering firm that specializes in small and medium businesses. So we changed a bit our profile and how we did business about 5 years ago and started really focusing on SMB, smaller projects, more projects with smaller projects, projects that could bring a lot of our knowledge and know-how to the table. We're going to be talking about Dynamics 365. So we've been an integrator of that product since beta 1 of the product, Dynamics CRM. In fact, at that point, it wasn't even part of the Microsoft family, but still ran as Great Plains as a separate entity. So we know we've seen the evolution of the product. We know the product. We know what it can do and what it cannot do. We develop our own product. So right now we have a membership management product that we sell, that we got over 20 customers that uses it, and that uses that is based on the Power Platform. And I'm going to give just a quick distinction on the Power Platform and Dynamics 365 in a few minutes. We stopped counting, but way over 125 CRM projects. So of different sizes, from the $5,000 project to the $1.5 million project. So we're able to pretty much span the whole spectrum. And the big difference, I would say, from our team is in the last 2 points. First of all, when we look at the Power Platform, the Dynamics 365 platform, there's a lot of configuration that could be done. But configuration goes up to a certain extent. Often we need to integrate with third-party systems. We need to add some programming. So we're definitely an IT shop that can do that. And we're very, very, very strong in everything that deals with sales process definition. So when we're going to be giving demos, you're going to see that one of the things we're going to ask is to be able to talk to the end user customer, understand their business, try to match their business with some other project that we did in the past, and see how we could basically make sure that we have a full understanding of their process and be able to suggest the best solution for them. So Joel mentioned that, but I wanted to add my little slide on that. Why sell Dynamics 365? Well, it's definitely an additional source of revenue, and the best part, it's an additional source of recurring revenue where you basically have nothing to do but just get the money. So it's nice once you did the sale. We know what our incremental revenue is here on our side for the customer that we have sold, and it's quite interesting. It rapidly pays for the investment that we did. Joel mentioned it, build customer loyalty. If you could bring them to a one-stop shop, it's definitely the best thing that you can do. And one thing that, Joel, you did not mention, but it's one thing to be a one-stop shop, but it's also one thing to stop another partner from going into that account. So it's not only bringing revenue, it's not only building customer loyalty, but it's also a defensive move and trying to avoid other partners that may present stuff a bit differently the way that you do. You know, you're a very good Office 365 partner. You do a lot of Exchange, and you do a lot of AD, and then somebody else comes in and shows how you could use forms and how you could use, you know, do a quick application with Power Platform or do some Power BI. And then, you know, a new partner slowly entrenches in that account. And we try, one of the things that Joel is trying to do with you guys is trying to give you the opportunity to do a defensive move and not get those partners to, other partners to join in. And Microsoft is investing tons of money in promoting, of course, Office 365, but the Power Platform. I've never seen Microsoft invest so much money in a series of products. And Power Platform, once again, includes Dynamics 365 in terms of sales, customer service, ERP, and also Power BI, Power Apps. They're investing a lot of money. So it's always nice to run the wave, you know, and to just, you know, participate in the offset of all the money that Microsoft is investing. And the last thing is that Dynamics 365 Power Apps is a fantastic tool to implement and get very, very, very quick results. So if there's a customer need of something, whether it's, hey, I'd like to, we've got one partner who asked us to help their company that had, their end customer was a store that sold furniture. And they had a very, very strong way of how to sell furniture in different businesses and how to be able to, with office furniture, and how to be able to track who's the rep and which account, and when is another rep allowed to go into that account, and all that process of selling and whatnot. And, you know, within days, we were able to get a solution out there to the benefit of both the end customer and, of course, to the partner.
Yeah, and I must say that the beauty of the Power Apps is, I would call it the end mile solution. So basically, out of CRM, you get a lot of functionalities, but with the expertise around Power Apps and Power Automate, it's basically that you get to create exactly what you need to match the exact internal business process that you're using, which is wonderful.
Yeah, totally agree. Jeremy? Yeah. So what can we do for you? So with that partner program that Joel and Sherweb is putting in place, is of course to help you guys that may not have the expertise about the different products, be able to still sell to your end customer. So what can we do for you? The first thing that we can do is pre-sale. So we could help you evaluate your project worthiness. So, you got a customer that asks you something, does it make sense? Does it compute? Should you go after that customer? So we're more than happy to discuss their customer needs and see if it's a good fit with the product solution and which of the product solutions should you use. Like we said before, should it be Power BI? Should you use Power Automate? Should it be Power Apps? Should it be Dynamic CRM Sales or Projects or whatnot? So we know the spectrum of those tools. The spectrum of those tools, and we'll tell you what we cannot do in just a second. I'll tell you what we can do, but I'll tell you what we cannot do also. One area that we help all of the partners, and it's definitely in the demo area. So we are able to demo the product for you. So we go there, we're more than happy to do it. We're going to demo the product for you, and we're going to go in there. And during that demo session, we'll usually also recommend best practices to your customer. So like I said, we did so many projects. Our team here, we've got people that's been in the CRM business for 30 years. Of course, we've got some younger kids, but we've got a good spectrum of people that have been working with a lot of customers. So we're able to give you a lot of good information on best practices. And often that builds your credibility as a partner towards your customer because they see another side of you of what you could bring to the table. Okay. Then we definitely are able to do project evaluation. So how much time would it required to implement that product? And at that point, it's a sales mode, right? We're helping you trying to conclude the sales with your customer, and hopefully we get that deal signed off, okay? Then once it's signed off, we could complete the project for you, okay? It could be a joint effort. We could work also with some of your resources I want to bring up in terms of skill set. More than happy to do that, okay? So we work with you to get the project on the ground. And then we could help you support minor changes moving forward. And I say minor changes all depends to your proficiency on the product. But definitely, there's a lot of stuff on that platform that you can do yourself. You just need to know how to do it. I'm going to take one partner that they had no knowledge or very, very limited knowledge on CRM. We helped them. We did the solution. Then we show them what they can do when there's small requests. Sometimes they give us a call and say, hey, I got this request. This is the way we're about to do it. Does it make sense? More than happy to answer and discuss with you what's the best way to support your customer. What's our intake for us? Well, of course, our take in that is hopefully, if you look at the 5th point in the bullet, we could get a project that we're going to do and of course, bill our services. That's where we get our remuneration. That's what we're interested in doing. So we got a vested interest that the 4 first steps are going to work, because at the end we're hopefully going to get a project also that we could help you with. Okay, what we do not do, we're very, very strong in Power Apps, CRM, projects. We do not do ERP. So Dynamics 365 also comes with a ERP module that you can do a solution. We do not do ERP. Okay, so just be very, very clear on that.
That's why we have a whole a lot of different partners with different specialties, and that's why we can match you, Anthony, with someone that does ERP, and then you can both do your magic and connect that ERP to the sales system, and everyone is pretty much impressed in what they're getting as a solution.
Yeah. So we're very partner friendly. So like Joel said, you continue to sell the licenses, so you get your full license revenue. Okay. So that's the nice point about that. And Joel, you had a very, very nice slide that hopefully I'm going to be able to reuse in some of their presentations, because it's very, very good. Billing services to your customer, we support both ways. So whether you want us to build, our services directly to your customers, there's no problem with that. We agree on we tell you what our services cost. You build the services to your customer. You put the markup you want on it. It's not an issue. Or we could build the services direct. Some partners and even some end customers prefer that we sell and build the services direct. we then could send you a copy of that invoice, and we agree on a finder's fee on that. So you bill us for the finder's fee on that, and we pay you back the finder's fee. So we're very, very much partner friendly. And for you, it's an additional source of revenue other than the licenses also. So you're able to make money on the services. And after that, we could help you support your customer after the project, like we said before. Either us doing some work and giving you back some finder's fees on that, or doing some stuff that you build a customer and that we get to be your white label. The only thing that we ask you to do in our case is we don't want you to present us as an employee of your organization. We still want to be presented as Vendere, because before we used to try to white label everything. We send an email to the customer sends us, hey, how come I'm receiving an email from @vendere.ca domain and not at partner X domain? And then we try to explain to the customer, well, we work together, but we're not the same company. So let's be very clear right off the bat with the customer, and I think the customer appreciate that. And once we tell it to the customer understand that, agrees with that. I've never seen it as being an issue with one of the customers.
No, and transparency nowadays is always a nice value to have. So I think we're better off doing this very clearly, so people know where the services are coming from. And just wanted to mention, on top of your support, Anthony, we also Sherweb support the product in the back end. So anything that has to do with the main licenses, we are always there to help support. And we work also with these expert partners that do the implementation in the case where we need to transfer support calls to one another. So be sure that any support questions that you will have, someone will be there to help you out. That's not a problem.
There's a slide that disappeared in my slide that I sent you, Jeremy. Okay, doesn't matter. So I want to give you a couple of examples. So without naming names, we did that with several customers. Like I said before, people bringing in projects that they had, and I have different cases that we could talk about if you want, Joel, after. But one thing I want to present here is often the people say, well, Anthony, customers would like to use the software. Is there a very quick way, something that we could sell very quick, especially if they have a smaller group, that they want to do something very, very quickly, and that I could onboard my customer? And that's when we developed that. In fact, we developed that together, if you recall, Joel. We started our Quick Start program. We started that last year, and it worked out very, very well. It's a 25-hour program that includes, with your customer, a business review session. We set up their production environment. We go and we make sure that their contact leads, opportunities, and maybe a few little entities, really match what they need, because there's a lot of fields when you take it off, when you take the product straight off the shelf. We also assign some out-of-the-box security if they want to secure some stuff. We upload the data. Often they have a list of customers or contacts or contracts that we load for them. We do a final review with them and 2 hours of training, one for end user and one for system admin. And that goes very, very quickly. Usually it spans around on a 2-week period. We rarely do it 25 hours, one after the other. It usually spans on like I said, over 2 weeks. And it gives very, very good results for your customer. And it gives them a first taste of what Dynamics 365 and Power Apps can do for them. So if you're looking for some ideas of what could be done, yes, there could be a specific project for a customer, but there's also some quick starts that we could do to help you out. And like I said, the different projects are all around the spectrum. If we look for some people, we did an insurance company where we converted completely their policy management solution. So they wanted to manage their policies and manage it in CRM with SharePoint integration. So we did that for them, and it was humongous. I think we had something like 150,000 policies to transfer from their old system to their new system. So stuff like that we did. like I said, smaller on a smaller scale. The furniture, the commercial furniture vendor that we did not long ago, and we're working on different projects, all pertaining to either operations, like the one with insurance, versus sales. Like I said, the only thing that we do not cover is ERP. Joel?
Yeah. So we jumped, I guess that's the slide that was missing. So what are your next steps? Basically, one thing that we want you to remember, sorry, is that we want you to remember that the system that we built, the partner to partner system, is simple. It's not something that you need to go through a lot of steps to get it activated. Basically, your next step, look in your customer base. Some of these customers are already talking to you about CRM, for example, or ERPs, or HR modules, or project management system, things like that. So anyone that has mentioned these type of solutions that you don't really know where to start with, you basically reach out to your account manager, and we'll take care of the rest. We'll grab your hand and we'll walk you through. There's no, I would say there's no hurdles to you selling the solution and getting the customer up and running. Anthony, as I said, has done a lot of these projects with us, and he takes care of everything once the connection has been made. And rest assured that we will introduce you. Well, you got the chance to hear him talk today. You saw him also on his webcam, but we also make sure that you get an introductory call to any partners that we want to present to you. Reason is we want to make sure that you, as a company and with your own missions and values, uh, there's a fit there. We want to make sure that you connect with the expert that we want to present to you. And if for any reason there's no connection, we'll present you to someone else. But keep in mind that we always try to match the best skill sets with the needs that you're presenting us. And once the introduction has been done and everyone is has a plan to move forward, then it just flows until the end of the project, and we make sure that the project is a success. I'll be totally transparent. In the last 3.5 years, we had hundreds and hundreds of projects, and we had one that was a bit more difficult. So this testifies to the fact that we connect the right people together, and those matches deliver success. So what are your next steps? Basically, figure out if you have customers that have needs. If you don't have anyone in mind, maybe start asking questions. Maybe start asking questions to your account manager. How should I approach my customer base to know if they're looking at CRMs or any other Dynamics product? And once you've done that and you found someone, just let your account manager know, and we'll do the rest afterwards. Sorry. So Jeremy, I'll send you also one thing that we do with this program is we do some marketing enablement. So Jeremy will talk a bit about the enablement that we can provide you.
Absolutely. So let me put my camera for this one. I think I managed to make it as clear as possible. Perfect. So we know that starting to resell a solution can be quite difficult sometimes because we don't know exactly what vertical to attack. We don't know exactly what type of customers we're looking to get with our offering. So what we wanted to do is a step-by-step approach in order to provide you with the enablement and marketing tools you need to do lead generation. So we divided in 4 steps. So understanding the product, positioning the product, getting leads, and finally onboarding the customers. And for each category, we built different type of materials. So for the step 1, you're going to get your promo, your data sheet, demo videos, and these videos are gray labels. So of course they present Microsoft, but most of the content that we produce, you can put your logo on it and you can adapt it to your own branding. So if you look at what I would say is, well, it's a pretty important step, getting leads. So we've built complete campaign in a box. So you'll see on your right a little example of that. So the banners in different formats are already done. So you can take this, repurpose it, and start a lead generation campaign right away. So you'll get your email template, your introduction videos, tips also. So everything you need to get started tomorrow. The other thing that we also did is like not a pre-scoping, but some material that you can use in order to help you close customers. So migration guide, technical facts. We also have put a lot of material on-premise to the cloud, the benefits and what you need to know in order to be able to handle this first conversation to start your CRM journey. So if you have any question, issues, or you need help on the marketing side, we'll be there to help. Make sure to connect with your account manager. He'll connect with the marketing team internally at Sherweb, and we'll see what we can do to provide you with as much material and information you need to start reaching out and getting new customers. So right now, if you have any question, we'll be able to answer them. So just write them in the chat, and we'll take a few minutes to answer all the questions you may have. So I have one here. So what is the first step to start reselling CRM?
Basically, I'll let Anthony. He's been in this market way longer than I've been. But what I can tell you is, first step is ask questions to your customers. Ask them how are they keeping track of their sales, their customers. Where are their customers' information? Is it in an Excel file? Is it in a basic accounting package where they're writing and creating their billing? Do they have a fully 360-degree view of their customers, and are they able to know where their customers are right now and where they want to go? These questions will provide you with some answers and guidance along the fact that they might need a system that's even more dedicated to understanding their customers. Anthony?
Yeah, well, that's good. Let me be maybe a bit specific on problems that the customers may have, okay? Because if we could hit on problems, then they're looking for a solution, okay? So let's first distinguish that there's two kinds of customers. There's the customers that sell to the retail market, and that there's customers that sell to companies, so the business-to-business market. So first thing, you want to go into the CRM business, think of your customers. First, I'll try to distinguish who are which, because their problems are different. So I'll give you a few pointers on the business-to-business side. Joel, you did I think you said something very quick, very good. Do I know who my customers is, who my contacts are, which is very good for my existing customers. But on the business-to-business, the biggest thing that customers are trying to do, because don't forget, customers, your business, they're trying to do one thing, increase their sales and profitability. Okay, everybody is trying to get more profit day after day after day. And there's only two ways of getting more profit. Either you sell more or you decrease your cost. It's not rocket science, there's only two ways. So assuming we're not in the cost-cutting mode function or cost optimization function, then the only offset is to try to sell more. And in the business-to-business world, to try to sell more, you need to have a very good prospect list of whom you're going after. So Joel is correct. We want to know who our customers is and what they do, but they also need to know who their prospects are going after and who's the market that they're going to go after. And that is, I would say, the number one problem that we see in most organizations, especially in the SMBs. They are not very good at identifying who they should go after. So they hire a rep, or they hire 3 reps, or they hire 10 reps, and they say, hey, manage this territory, okay? And they're assuming that the reps will go and find the potential customers in that territory that matches their criteria of businesses. So that right away is one way that you start talking to your customers. Hey, do you have a list of your customers? Is it centralized? Do you have all the information? When you're sending Christmas card during the Christmas or the holiday season, do you know who you're sending them to? Do you know how much business they're bringing you, what you're working on? And the second question could be, hey, okay, but who are you going after? Do you have a list of those prospects? Do you know the last time you contacted them? Do you know where we are in terms of the relationship that we have with it? If you're losing a salesperson, okay, do you have to start from the scratch, or do you know, do you have a history of what's been going on? So those are very good engaging questions that you could start with that are very, very basic, because you have the same problem or the same concern within your own business. So I think they're very good points to start with.
Thank you. We have another one here. So most of my customers are presently on premise. Why should they have their CRM in the cloud, and how should I handle this pitch?
You want to do the first pass, Anthony?
Ha, God, I mean that's a $10,000 question.
Yes, it
Uh,
is.
Listen, if I have a new customer today, I think the question doesn't answer by itself. If I have a new customer, of course I'm going to bring him to the cloud. Okay, there's no good reason today to keep it on premise. But for customers that are already on premise, it's very very hard, and I agree, to bring them to the cloud. It's Microsoft still hasn't made it very very easy. You agree, Joel, to bring us to the cloud?
Technically, it's a bit, yeah, it requires a lot of work. Let's say that financially, they've created a 40% discount for people that are on the
Yeah,
premise and moving to the cloud, but the tools needed to do the work are are out there. They exist, but we need someone that has your expertise that can get them
yeah.
from on-prem to the cloud.
Yeah, it still takes quite a bit of elbow grease to move us from on-premise to the cloud. So, what situations are you looking for when somebody is on-premise, or what questions should you be asking? First of all, are they using their CRM? So, if you got something on-premise, they're not very much using it because it hasn't been customized or implemented the right way. Well, chances are the information that's there is not very very good. So, to bring them to the cloud is a lesser hassle because we have less data to migrate. So the big hassle is the migration of the data. Okay. Secondly, a customer that says, "Hey, listen, my data is there, my accounts, my contacts, I want to get it migrated, but I don't need the history of emails, the history of maybe of documents that's being attached or sent." Then it makes it very, very much easier to bring them to the cloud. The biggest problem that we have bringing somebody from on-premise to the cloud are emails, attachments, meetings. These are the places that are more difficult. But customers, contacts, opportunities, we do that all the time, either from on-premise to the cloud or from Hotspot or Salesforce to Dynamics that we do quite often. But I agree with you. The reason why somebody would go from on-premise to the cloud is because they want to decrease their operating costs in terms of having full-time staff. They want to dematerialize their infrastructure, bring it to the cloud by removing the staff internally. If they're not ready to do that, it's going to be a very, very tough sale.
They also get access to a lot of new tools that they don't get on premise.
Oh,
For example, one of the really interesting Dynamics application is Dynamics 365 for marketing, for example. That's a new addition that has been in the market for a year and a half, if I can remember,
yeah,
almost 2 years. A strong marketing application keeps getting stronger and making its place in this market. Well, it doesn't work with an on-prem solution. So, and everything around the Power Platform.
yeah.
So there's a lot of advantages of going to the cloud and the mobility of it all. Also, getting
Yeah.
access to everything on your phone, on your tablet, and everything else.
Yeah, and I would add two big things that are extremely interesting now. The bots, so the bots that you could add to your social platforms, which are very 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 nice and integrated also with the Power Platform, and the AI module.
The insights.
I married an actuary. I love numbers. I love statistics. So definitely I've worked with the platform I'm certified on their AI platform. It's a beautiful tool if you got a customer that has a lot of data that they want to analyze. It's just a beautiful tool.
Speaking of that analysis, I'll do a quick parenthesis and it'll show the value of the products that you're talking about, the AI products that are on the cloud. You could have your conversation analyzed by the AI module that connects to sales. So basically what it can do for you is listen into your phone conversation once these phones have been put inside a certain container, I would say, and then it provides you with statistics on who's between your sales force, who is the one that's selling the most, and what is he telling people on the phone, what speed is he talking, the speed at which he's speaking. So the data, once it's shown to you, you have a clear view of who's doing the best work and what are they doing, and who maybe is not up to speed, and that you need to work with to get them up to speed to sell as big numbers as your bigger sellers, your best sellers. So all of that, I would say, big data that used to be big data is now accessible inside CRM, but you need to be
Yeah,
on a cloud solution.
yeah, totally agree.
The next question goes along pretty well with what you just said. So how do you see the Power Platforms market evolving in the next 2 years?
Could I take that one, Joel?
Go ahead.
Because I mean, there's two things that is going to evolve. First of all, it's just going to grow like crazy. Okay, because they were able to bring that platform under the Office 365, if I could say, umbrella or suite. So anybody who's got Office 365 to move to the Power Platform is just a license away. You know, it's very easy to do. I think we're going to see more and more point apps, so apps that are going to be done very quickly to address very small needs. Okay, but still linked with a bigger database or data set of data. So instead of replicating always a customer data set in 5, 6, or 7 applications, you're going to have the customer data set that's going to be there once, but you're going to have different point solutions that are going to be created by those customers very rapidly. Right now, on the Power Apps platform, they added the portal. So people that want to add a very quick portal, we're able to add that. The AI is not only available in the Dynamics 365 series of products, it's directly available in the Power Apps platform. Somebody that just want to do Power Apps, the licenses, I mean, it's $53, I think, or $54 for a full license, and $12 a month for people that are occasional users. Smaller platform, $12.60, or I mean, it's really not very much expensive. So we're going to see a lot of larger deals in terms of, like I said, the Dynamics platform, but also I think a lot of different projects emerging using the Power Apps platform. And you know, in the midst of the COVID-19 virus, I think Microsoft did something fantastic. Anybody who wanted to build a point solution, whether it was for a company or a municipality or any people involved in the COVID-19 situation, I mean, they were giving the licenses free for 6 months, right? So if you had a COVID-19 solution to build, Microsoft, just because it's just fast to build a solution, people needed to react very quickly, we're giving free licenses for people who had those types of solutions to build. So I thought that made a lot of sense to get the people hooked on the platform, but also to get the people to be able to fight the current crisis that we're in.
And if we're talking about the the Power Automate solution, just keep in mind that now a lot of your business processes can now be automated.
Yeah.
Just think the time that you can save while you're doing some repetitive action day in and day out, and now that you can just put them inside Power Automate, which is linked either to your Dynamics 365 solution, directly to your Power App solution, linked to your Power BI solution, but you do have a lot of actions that are now automated. It saves you a ton of time, so you can focus on what's more important. So the reason Anthony talked around all the different aspects of what Power App's going to be, and what I just said about Power Automate, just keep in mind that Microsoft sees this as the future of their all of their solution. They're all accessing the same data, and they let you manipulate it without any programming skills. But if you have some programming skills, even better, because you can go even farther with the solution. But you can now adapt pretty much whatever your business processes are to the solution, or the other way around. Actually, the solution adapts to the way that you work.
Yeah, and there's a lot of plugin modules, whether it's with Base, with Wunderlist, all those things. I mean, you're able to integrate with them directly with Power Automate. It's a great tool.
Oh, absolutely. One thing I had is Microsoft learned a while ago that they couldn't keep on going as if they were the only solution in the world. So through Power Automate, they connect to a very large quantity of other solutions out there from different companies. They just connect into SurveyMonkey, for example, through a Power
Yeah.
Automate flow. Then now what that provides you with is the ability to connect your Dynamics 365 solution or your Power Apps platform to whatever app that you can find out there that you're already using that is not under the Microsoft umbrella.
Yeah, and if the connector doesn't exist and you have programming skill, you could develop your connector.
Yep.
We have a last question from Courtney Hamilton. So I market the customers who are looking for D365 finance and operation ERP solutions. Do you have plans to schedule partner demo for CRM to assist us with understanding the standard features and capability of the product?
The standard CRM feature within finance and operation, is that what I'm understanding?
Yep.
That's what you're, okay, I think so. If I'll start an answer, and if for any reason it's not entirely what you were expecting, Courtney, just write, and Jeremy, you stop me at any point in time.
Yeah, we can also like divulge on the basic features of adding a CRM onto an ERP product.
Yeah, that's exactly it. So basically, right within finance and operation, which is now separated in different applications. So you can now get finance separately, you get supply chain management separately, commerce separately. So all of these solutions do have within them kind of a light CRM that's already available. Basically, it's opportunity management. It's really well done, and it's a lot stronger than it was in the past, but it's still not up to the level of the full-blown Dynamics 365 for sales. What's great with Microsoft is that you can connect your solution, your finance solution, to a solution like Dynamics 365 for sales. So there are some connectors that are available, and there are some work that can be done by people like Anthony to make it even more so integrated to what you would need out of that solution. So if the question was, do we have plans to show these functionalities? I would say not in the immediate future. We have now, we're doing a lot of focus on the CRM part, so either enterprise or a professional version. We do have a lot of work being done on Business Central, which is a mid-market ERP. As for finance and operation, it's a little bit down the line, so maybe somewhere later this year. But we do have some expert partners that we work with and that we are going to speak with to provide you with those type of demos. I would say maybe end of summer, maybe fall. So stay tuned. We'll have something up in a while, in a little while.
By the meantime, we did have another question. So I'm looking into becoming a provider for customers. I'm in Seattle. So, oh, wait 1 second. My computer just lagged a bit. Yeah, I couldn't see the last part. Okay, well, I'll jump to another one. Sorry about that. So I worked for an MSP for 5 years in several business verticals, which entail the full project cycle from audit to training, which include unified communication packages that I also set up failover. Sherweb could be a partner. Okay, so this is not actually your questions, but we'll make sure to be in touch with you to see if there is any possibility to work together for sure.
Yeah, and I was just hearing something around communication. That's one of the interesting thing also around Dynamics. You could have your phone system connected to your Dynamics, and there's a lot of nice features around that. So just keep that in mind.
Okay, so the question at the end was, can Sherweb be my partner in completing this hypothetical example? Since the question is a little longer than I can really see on my screen, I will make sure to connect with you and answer your question directly. So that's it for all the questions today. Thank you everyone for joining this P2P. So you can see on the last slide, so if you want to register the P2P network or P2P program, just click on the link. It's going to send us all your information. We'll be asking MSP looking to resell Dynamics, or you have a potential client right away, or if you're Dynamic 365 expert, and we'll the first conversation with you, scoping what are your vertical, your need, where are you located, to be sure that we're pairing you with the right partner if possible. So thank you everyone, stay safe and have a great day.
Thanks everybody. Thanks Anthony.
Bye-bye, thank you.
Okay, bye-bye.